One of the key questions facing our clients is how do we make our people feel a sense of engagement to their work, right? Bringing a willingness to sort of go above and beyond to bring their best to their job, to their role, to the organization. And often what goes alongside that question is how can we build systems and processes to help people do that? Now, one of the things we know about engagement is that people often confuse it with consensus, the sense that everybody needs to be on the same page in order to feel that sense of engagement. And we know that that's just not true. What people do care about is not the fact that everybody has to be on the same page and thinking the same thing. What people do want is a sense of respect and a sense of feeling like they were heard. So when we talk about decision making in particular, a key area for us to improve engagement, what people want to be able to see is that when they're contributing ideas and we're making a decision, they want to be able to see that even if this is the decision that's made, they can still see where their voice was heard, where their opinions were listened to, and where they mattered as a part of that decision-making process. Now, to do that, what we can do is using something called Phase 1 and Phase 2 decision-making, which is the idea that we just need to very clearly set out what our decision-making process is and where are the points where we are taking opinions from people and where are the times when it's time to execute and move on. And really all this is just taking phase 1 is we're just identifying the problem, we're identifying options, and this phase really comes to a close when we actually make a decision. Now, as a leader, that decision can actually be made using consensus, where you could actually be looking for everybody to agree. We also know that that takes time. And in a complex, fast-moving environment, there may not actually be space to do that. But regardless, what's happening is a decision is being made, which means that when we're moving into phase 2, we need to commit to that decision, and we need to communicate it. Now, the more we involve people in identifying the problem and identifying the options, where we create clear space for them to be involved and a part of that process in order to make the best decision, the more likely they are to commit and communicate as a part of that phase 2. So by setting out these clear lanes, phase 1 and phase 2 of decision making, we actually move towards a much more effective definition of consensus, which is one where instead of needing everybody to agree, it is that we have created clear and transparent lanes where everybody's opinion can be heard. And again, as leaders, as managers, as bosses, it is incredibly important for us to show that respect to our teammates that, hey, even if your opinion is not ultimately the one we're deciding with, we do value, it does matter, and we can use phase 1 and phase 2 decision making to help us create that sense of engagement, create that sense of connection so that people are always bringing their best to work.